Welcome, everyone. Today's webinar is High Availability Networking and Advanced DDoS Mitigation, How to Keep Your Business Ahead of the Game. BSO partnered with Link11 last year, a leading IT European security provider in the field of cyber resilience. Our panel today, we have BSO Sales Director Continental Europe, Thomas Lano. And from Link11, we are delighted to have Harold Reynolds, Head of Sales Development. Parallel to them, we have technical team with us today as well, represented by Louis Goyard, our BSO Pre-Sales Technical Consultant, and Errol Erogan, Solutions Engineer at Link11. They have come to support on the technical side of the webinar today, and they will happily answer your questions on our questions and answers session at the end of this virtual briefing. So without further ado, I'll pass the webinar to Thomas.
Yeah, thank you very much, Maria. So my name is Thomas. I'm the sales director for BSO for Continental Europe. And I'm very glad to welcome Louis as a pre-sale consultant for the company. He will be happy to answer any question, and the team of Link11. So very quick presentation about BSO. So BSO has been founded in 2004. We've been in business for 18 years now. We have a motto: BSO delivers high availability infrastructure solutions for mission critical business and applications. So what does it mean is that we will deliver low layer infrastructure solution to help every business to adapt to the changing world, especially when it comes to hosting, connectivity, and cloud. So a little bit of history. So BSO was founded by 3 engineers back in the time. They were passionate about technology. It was to disrupt the market with hosting solutions, telco solution, compared to what was available at the time in the market. So very quickly, BSO increased their business until 2007, where Michael Uraba, our current CEO, decided to expand in the UK to adapt to a growing demand in terms of low latency connectivity, mostly driven by the rise of electronic trading and the regulation that were in favor of this emerging business of low latency connectivity. So, so since that time, BSO geared up in terms of expansion and very quickly opened offices in New York and in Asia. In 2017, BSO has started to do some strategic acquisitions in the radio frequency business in the US, in the hosting and cloud business in Europe, and one strategic acquisition where we acquired IXRich back in 2018, in the frame of the rise of the cloudification of the applications, but also new demands from the businesses. So right now, BSO is 160 staff, 3 commercial offices, 11 offices total, and a turnover of more than $80 million turnover. But more importantly, we've been having like a profitable growth over time, and we still manage our destiny because most of the decision, the shares are still belong to the main founders and the main shareholders. So, and that is important in this world. So Maria, the next slide. So right now, BSO has a backbone composed of 240 points of presence. This is literally the cornerstone of our product set and services that we will go through just after. So 240 POPs, 30 countries, 75 connection to the main internet exchanges, 45 cloud on-ramps. So we're capable of providing direct connectivity to any public cloud. And also we have 5 BSO clouds spread out anywhere in the world, because in the next slide, we're gonna go through that, Maria. So our product and services, Maria, very quickly in the next slide. Okay, so 2 main set of product and services: network point-to-point connectivity, MPLS, VPLS, IP transit in all the 240 POPs that we mentioned previously, and also direct cloud connectivity through our SDN platform that allows us to fit and be able to manage the rising demand of optimized connectivity in this world. Also, we have a cloud business where we can run infrastructure. We can host infrastructure in our own cloud that is spread out in 5 different locations: Paris, London, New York, Tokyo, and Dubai. But also we can support hybrid cloud with bare metal services, and also leveraging the public cloud compute as well. And on top of that, we will do managed services and DevOps as a service. So to get back to the BSO Link11 partnership, what we've been noticing over the last couple of years is that there is internet access for large corporates in headquarters or behind a cloud infrastructure has really become at the heart, at the core of a IT strategy. Why that? Because, like, if you think of a headquarter, all the staff is now using applications that are in SaaS mode, hosted somewhere in the cloud or hosted somewhere else. So they need a much stronger IP connectivity to access those contents and those applications. Same thing when you think of moving an application onto a cloud. IP connectivity that allows users to access this application is key. So when it comes to DDoS, you have 2 categories of people: the one who have not been suffering from a DDoS attack. So clearly, the next presentation from Howard is going to be very interesting, because they need to understand what is at stake, what can be done now, and how Link11 can help. And for those who have been suffering DDoS attack, they shouldn't get asleep because they got over it, because this is a fast-changing market, and it's important to know how innovation and expertise can be very helpful in that market. So on these notes, I'm going to hand it over to Harold so that we can know collectively way more about DDoS mitigation and Link11 solutions.
Thank you very much, Thomas, for passing over. Good afternoon and a very warm welcome from my side as well. My name is Harold Reynolds, and I'm the head of business development at Link11. Also joining today is our solution engineer, Errol Erdogan, for any further technical questions in the upcoming Q&A session later on. First of all, I would like to thank our partner BSO for having us here today. But before we start, if you have any upcoming projects or any additional technical questions, please do not hesitate to contact our partner BSO, and we will set up a meeting for deeper discussions. In the next 20, or it's actually 15 to 20 minutes, I want to give you a brief overview about who is Link11, Link11 Cyber Resilience Services, our global network, how Link11 technology works, why Link11 uses artificial intelligence or advanced machine learning, as we call it, what risks and challenges different verticals face at these times. And today I will actually show you the financial sector and the transportational sector and logistics sector. But I have to mention, these are only examples. Actually, it applies to all of the sectors currently. So who is Link11? Our history is Link11 was founded in 2005 in Frankfurt am Main, Germany, as a hosting provider. Since 2013, we are focusing on IT security, and patent was granted in 2019. Globally active with our own network, with currently 43 nodes and furthermore main locations in Vancouver, Canada since 2021. Also, we are awarded several times for innovations and strong growth, most recently in 2022 with a Cybersecurity Excellent Award in 3 categories. The company is privately owned, like mentioned Thomas before. This is very important these days. Jens Philipp Jung and Carsten Dessler have been building the company and ensuring its success since 2005. If you take a brief look to the picture on the left, the man with the glasses on very far on the left, this is Carsten Dessler, our CTO. And on the far right, next to our former Chancellor, Angela Merkel, this is Jens Philipp Jung, our CEO. Our headquarters is in Frankfurt am Main, Germany, but we also have branches in the UK and also in Canada. What I really have to mention is that we are also certified ISO 27001 and recommended by the federal authority BSI for being a qualified DDoS protection provider. And last but not least, our vision and mission is to make the internet a safer place. Now we come up to the Link11 cyber resilience services. We specialized on our core service, which is infrastructure and web DDoS protection, which is the biggest block on the far top. But nevertheless, we also offer zero-touch WAF, bot management, secure DNS, and one of the rising services, especially when it comes to GDPR compliance topics, is secure CDN. This is just a brief overview. Our global network, it's actually new leader. It's distributed 14 Link11 service clusters and additional nodes and premium data centers, 43 plus POPs in total. BSO is actually able to connect your network to the closest Link11 node. We've got IP connections to leading tier 1 and 2 carriers. We've got a 24/7 Link11 ops model via our own staff and 2 network operation centers in Frankfurt, Germany and Vancouver, Canada. We actually follow the Sun model. We've got multiple private peering relationships with major entities, self-built cloud security platform based on a Juniper network and premium server hardware. Self-engineered software is a complete in-house development running on the Link11 filter cloud. Link to the main public internet exchange points. Moscow and Hong Kong are on hold due to the current geographical tensions, but still shown on this slide, as you can see. So how does Link11 smart technology work? Actually, we've got the self-learning AI shield, which is a powerful protection, and also the fingerprint technology, which is an intelligent threat detection. So AI shield creates a profile based on live data. All information that moves outside of this profile is marked and removed by the machine learning, as we call it internally, accordingly. Fingerprint technology to the right, the machine learning creates a corresponding fingerprint for the instance. For this, so the machine learning needs at least 50 to 65,000 requests, and all vectors that do not match the fingerprint are marked and removed by the machine learning. In the following slide, I will show you the network DDoS protection filter, which include 4 filtering steps. These are plausibility check, step number 1. Step number 2 is a knowledge-based comparison. The third step is a protocol analysis, and the last and 4th step is using artificial intelligence. So we've got 4 filtering steps in there. And the first step, the layer 3 and 4 headers of incoming connections are checked for plausibility in real time and discarded if they do not conform to the standard, actually RFC. This means that the majority of less complex attacks can be blocked immediately. For example, if the checksum of the TCP packages is incorrect or IP addresses from private areas are used. The information is actually collected and processed for subsequent analysis. And the information collected in stage 1, which was a plausibility check, is now compared with our internal databases. On the one hand, known attack sources are directly rejected, and on the other hand, the connections are further enriched with metadata that is used for later analysis. One example is a geo-IP mapping comparison with a company's own IP reputation database, or checking the attack sequence database in which known attack patterns are already stored. In the third step, the protocol analysis comes into play. Deep package inspections is used to assign a protocol to incoming connections, and it is checked whether the expected protocol is being spoken on a port. The protocol synthesizer checks for further traffic sends. For example, whether DNS responses come on UDP 53, where only requests are expected. DNS requests over 500 bytes are unusual and normally rejected by the server because packages of this size are supposed to be transmitted via TCP according to the standard. And now we come to the last step, which is a network DDoS protection filter AI. If a package makes it through the real-time filters of level 1 to 3, the connection is classified as, we call it, clean traffic for the time being. The connection is then forwarded with all the metadata and information collected to the central machine learning cluster for further analysis. This is where AI comes into action. The machine learning clusters learn a typical client connection in the process, which we call baselining. For example, average package size, average packets rate per source IP, etc. If conspicuous connections characteristics are detected that do not correspond to the normal behavior of a user, the machine learning cluster writes filter rules back to the protection engine to specifically plug unknown attacks, and this is going to happen in actually with less than 10 seconds. Clients that continue to exhibit normal behavior can continue to access the service as normal. Why do we as Link11 use AI? These days, actually on the slide over here, you can see there's a curve, and over here it says 70 gigabits on bandwidth and the time to the right. And these days, it's more common that DDoS attacks reach up to 2 to 3.5 terabytes a second. Also, the exponential curve, which you see over here, is more and more not exponential anymore. It's immediately at its peak, and we call them the turbo attacks. And you can actually see this or actually read more about this on our newest DDoS report, which is actually brand new from today, and is ready to be downloaded from our website. The biggest risk, of course, is the failure of the infrastructure, and the consequences should be pretty obvious here. And please take a brief look over this slide. It speaks for itself where precision and speed are the key. The longer the mitigation takes, the higher are the costs and the time to recover the services, and the commercial consequences are devastating. As you can see, this is the reason why it has to be mitigated as quick as possible after the incident has been detected, because every minute you lose, it costs you a lot of money, and at the end, it's going to be reputational damage, legal and liability issues you have to face as well. And what does risk do verticals face? Like I mentioned before, I brought 2 slides today for the financial sector and the transportational sector. And the financial sector actually challenges, of course, the banking goes online 24/7. The critical infrastructure was mandatory IT security requirements. And of course, which is very important, are the GDPR regulations we've got. So what risks does the financial sector actually face? Long-lasting attacks run on the banks because customers are afraid that their money is not safe or worse, not available anymore. And cyber attacks can interrupt online businesses. The consequences are pretty obvious for everyone, I believe. With the right setup at Link11, we can guarantee you 99.999% uptime. Automatic adjustment from machine learning during an attack with changing vectors can be counteracted. And the next part we've got is the transportation and the logistics sector. The challenges they face currently is the logistics rely on interconnections, and customers expect more or less same-day deliveries these days. Risk downtime will lead to delay in delivery, and the result is unsatisfied customers, loss of money, and of course reputational losses as well. So, and this was it from my side, and I would like to thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much, both Thomas and Harold, for the quality of your presentations. I think it was the most informative presentation for tech professionals. And now it's time to ask for questions. So if you have any questions, please use the functions below. As we said from the beginning, we also have technical teams here today. We have Harold and Louis, so please ask away. Okay, so first question is, can malicious actors use AI-based DDoS protection to launch attacks or evade detection?
I think this question comes to me. Malicious attackers are with the newest report we have, also with the newest informations we collect from our network. DDoS attackers are also using AI to change attacking vectors during an attack. And with the Link11 machine learning combined with the deep packet inspection, we are able to adjust our filtering, or machine learning is able to adjust the customer instance with the filtering to any new coming vectors. So within the Link11 instance, we are able to detect and mitigate unknown vectors within 10 seconds. So even if the DDoS attack is running, if the attack vector is changed within 10 seconds, Link11 is able, with his AI and machine learning, to react within 10 seconds to it and mitigate also this traffic.
Thanks, Harold. That was great. At the moment, I'm just seeing if we have more questions. Okay. So the next question is, how can artificial intelligence-based DDoS protection help BSO quickly identify and respond to potential threats to network availability?
This depends on the kind of protection you wish to have. Link11 offers infrastructure protection, which goes from the OZ layer 3 to 4. I don't want to be very technical here, but basically this means transportation. So if BSO decides to move your IP range to Link11 and use our scrubbing centers with the artificial intelligence and the machine learning included, we would basically have a BGP entry BSO would spread the BGP entry into the network, and all the traffic would hit the Link11 backbone. So we would then, with our interconnect or uplink we have with BSO, route the cleaned traffic back to BSO. And the processing of the DDoS would be done with the Link11 backbone. So basically, Link11 is not black holing. We would track the traffic in real time and take out the DDoS containing packets and move the rest of the traffic back to the BSO network. And from there, it would go his normal way through the network to your ASN or backbone. I hope this answers the question.
Yeah, very technical, I must say, for me, but I think it was crystal clear to the audience. There is one question, one more, I think, and is, can artificial intelligence, based DDoS protection be integrated with other high availability solutions, such as load balancing and failover, to provide a more robust network infrastructure?
Well, Link11 offers, from his point of view, a load balancing service. So in case you have more than one endpoint to protect, you can use the Link11 load balancer. You don't have to, actually. We offer this service as it is part of our network, and you are then able to decide with a variety of algorithms in which way you would load or balance your traffic towards your endpoints, and therefore you would have a resilience or a routing logic in front of your initial infrastructure setup. Not necessarily the Link11 load balancer, but it is available if you have a lack on this service. We can offer it as an additional service, charge-free.
Amazing, thanks, Hero. I just noticed that most of those are for Link11, which is great. It's exactly what we wanted to hear in terms of the technical specifications and our partnership with Link11. Louis, do you have anything you would like to add in terms of how the specifications work between BSO and Link11 for this specific?
Yeah, so one of the questions, the main question that we have from our customers is how we can connect them to Link11. And one of the solutions is having to use their existing internet providers and building a GRE tunnel between the scripting center of Link11 and their environments. The other solution, and that's where we that's what we push towards, is using BSO as the network provider between the AS of the customer and Link11 scripting center. So we'll use our own private network in order to transport the traffic back to the scripting center being cleaned, and then Link11 will resend it back to the destination IP where the clean traffic is.
Yeah, makes sense. I think we're gonna end early. I don't see any more questions at the moment, but if anyone after today comes up with a question to the team, please feel free to email us. I'll share details now with everyone. Okay. So before we finish, to conclude, business can protect themselves from DDoS attacks by using a high availability networking and advanced DDoS mitigation services. I want to thank our speakers today. I want to thank especially for those who joined our webinar today as well. And I hope you found our webinar topic useful. Please get in touch to know more about our partnership with Link11, but as well how BSO can help your business needs. Having said that, again, thank you very much to the whole speakers and attendees.